well, you know, you're not going to win them all. The Leafs are still 6-3. I'm not going to freak out too much about that loss. The Leafs are still good. They have John Tavares, and you were the voice of reason last time, so what did you think of that kid? Uh-oh. Hi! Victory puppy! Plan the parade! I have no idea what I'm doing. God to the riches of the league! This team is ruining my life! First, we're gonna give a quick shout out to Ridge Wallets, everybody! You can use a Ridge Wallet for all kinds of things. For example, you can buy time before I curse out this team! They're compact, but not like 4 shots in a period, like in a good way. And they're indestructible, so you can use them to block all the shots the Leafs don't take! A blue and white team loses 4-1 to the St. Louis Blues. I'm not gonna call them the Toronto Maple Leafs because who the hell were they? Now I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, Steve, last game the Leafs lost, they got shut out even, and you weren't freaking out like this. Well, there's a huge difference. That was game 8 out of 82, and that's less than 10% into the season. I'm not gonna freak out, it's less than 10%. Well, this was game 9 out of 82, and that's more than 10% because math! That's not the real reason I'm mad, that was just a joke, haha, I'm laughing. It's that even though the Leafs lost to Pittsburgh, they looked good. Not great by any means, but good. They at least made Pittsburgh work for the win, for the love of Lee Stepniak. You get off on this, St. Louis Blues fans. You make me do this once a year. The shots were 6-4 in the first, 7-4 in the second. Both of those 4s belong to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were playing at home, allegedly. They even had a few clear-cut chances that didn't even look good. Matthews had something that I thought would turn into something. It did not. Tavares was in clean on Allen, muffin. Here's how bad this game was. Kapanen was in clean, and there was a helmet in the way. Whoever's helmet that was needs to be scratched for practically the rest of the season. It says it was Josh Levo. Never mind. But I'm upset, because 8 shots through 40 mins is disrespect. At home, Leafs. At home. The Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs, supposedly one of the powerhouses of the NHL, let a team, I don't care if it was the St. Louis Blues, run their show at home. I saw a bunch of people being like, well, the Blues have been crap to start the season, so... Listen, it's a 31-team league. Lots of teams have been crap to start the season. The reason we talk about it with the Blues is because it's weird. They're supposed to be good. I have them as a top 5 Stanley Cup favorite, to be honest. But I've been wrong before. For example, many years ago, I thought that Leaf fans should give the Alex Steen trade a shot. Here, let's talk about the actual goals that happened before I continue yelling. Here, let's start in the second. After watching just 10 shots combined in the first. Who would have thought after Wednesday that the time for millions of Canadians to fall asleep on the couch would be Saturday night? The Blues managed to work the puck up to the point. Ozhiganov is in front with a guy. Travis Dermott is in the corner. One of the Blues goes to the front of the net. Dermott's like, you know what? I'm gonna tail that guy. Ozhiganov goes, yeah, me too. Dermott goes, what? Like, Dermott was tailing Shen. He was a little slow in the upkeep, but then Ozhiganov gets in there, leaving Maroon completely open, which is super annoying because Braden Shen scored the goal anyway. Robert Bortuzzo puts it on, Braden Shen with the tip, and it's 1-0 Blues. Although NHL.com still listed as Robert Bortuzzo, watching the replay in slow-mo, I could have swore it was Braden Shen's. And let me tell you, I bloody hope it was Braden Shen's because it was tipped by something, and if it wasn't tipped by him, it was tipped by one of the Leafs. But it's okay. The Leafs barely have even tested Jake Allen at the other end. Surely they're about to tie it up. Sure enough, later in the period, it's the other team scoring. David Perron from the corner throws it in front for Curtis Sanford. Snipe scores on Freddie. It's 2-0 Blues. And here we have yet another goal that involves Travis Dermott, where I'm like, it's a little bit his fault, but I'm not sure it's entirely his fault. Because in the corner, Perron totally cleans Dermott's clock. He stick lifts him, he drops his stick, he can't find it. So he's got clear possession, but he's in the corner. He's got nothing. Ozhiganov's still in front of the net. Matthews is in the slot. If you take away the pass from Perron, he's not really a threat. But watching the replay, forget the stick lift, Matthews never takes his eyes off Perron. He never once looks behind him for Sanford. He's wide open, and you would love Freddie Anderson to get that puck, but Sanford is an NHL player, and NHL players sometimes score when they have a clean look. Hey, Austin Matthews is a player who does that. But we've known that. We've known that for a long time. We're not worried about Matthews scoring goals. He's gonna do it. But in order to be a superstar in this league, he's gotta be better in both ends. And we legitimately have spoken about him being a budding two-way center, a guy who could potentially win a Selke one day. But this to me is another example of the forwards not being able to bail out the defenders. It's possible that with Dermott not having a stick, Matthews was going in for Perron, and Kapanen did not see Sanford either. But that goal was Dairy Queen level soft serve. A little bit later, just after the Leafs kill off a power play, Dermott's in a puck battle behind the net. But Maroon gets it, he's guarding it, Riley's reaching in there, he's trying to get it. Tarasenko's like, don't mind if I sneak away. Maroon wins the 2-on-1 battle and gets it to Tarasenko, who's behind the net. Only person between Tarasenko and O'Reilly is Connor Brown. Tarasenko through the legs of Brown in front to Riley. That's a goal. You could call that basically a power play goal for the Blues, but if you look in the slot, there's 4 Leafs to 3 Blues, and they still get outnumbered. And the shots, by the way, after this goal was scored, 12-7. And the irony is, limiting a team to 12 shots through most of 2 periods is actually pretty good. But 3 goals now, the team seemingly not communicating, seemingly not knowing what one or the other is doing, and seemingly half-guarding attackers. Last season, Babcock put the Leafs through a ringer trying to teach them a certain style, and it was boring at a certain point. I wonder if he's going to go back to that, because they're not going to win a single thing with this. Like, the Leafs have good offense, they score a bunch of goals, their forwards don't really support their defense, and their defense doesn't even look that good on paper, and they win some, they lose some. It's exactly how they began last year. What's been addressed? Hey, you know what? Hey, maybe it's just one game. Maybe it's just one game. But excuse me, a guy who has watched this team for his entire life and made videos through 9 years of them being terrible and practically torn this room apart, if I'm a little worried about them reverting back to their old ways. And the irony is, God, part of me just misses when they were back. Because you'd go, well, this one's over. But I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at them. I see them losing 3-0. I see that they only have, 7 or 8 shots through 2 periods. And I'm like, they might come back in this one. You know why I thought that? Because they might. I mean, anyone might. They might pull off a miracle. The Leafs, like, legit, yeah, if anyone's gonna do it, it's them. And I would say the one encouraging thing from this game that I would take is you can tell they believe it. And the Leafs open the 3rd period with a crazy blitz of shots. Gardner with a shot? Nope, it's a slap pass to Mitch Marner in the slot. He sends it up back to the point to Riley. Works his way in, and what a season he's having. And look at him, he's like, let's go! And there's so much time left in the game, too. They might actually pull this off. And oh, look at that! Look at Per Lindholm drew a penalty. That's usually an automatic goal. And the Leafs get 15 shots in the 3rd. That's great. But the Leafs with a power play and an empty net, Barbashev clears it as any player might do in that situation, and it goes in the net. Lucky him. Now that you can't get upset about. The Leafs had a power play. They pulled their goalie. There's less than 2 minutes left. That's just what you're supposed to do. You're losing? Yeah. Pull your goalie. Yeah, for sure. Other team clears it all the way down the ice and it goes in. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You don't get mad about that. What you get mad about is they stunk for 2 periods, and that's why they lost. And did the Leafs screw up. At least I hope they did. I hope they came out of this thinking that they screwed up. It's Mike Babcock's job to make sure they think they made a mistake. You turn in an effort like that, Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, you grow up your whole life wanting to play in this scenario, in front of the entire country, national, and you play like that when your next game isn't until Wednesday? Babcock better skate these guys until they feel concrete. They got a game on Wednesday against the Jets, and then they don't have another game until Saturday against the Jets. They're gonna have lots of opportunity to practice this week, and boy do they need it! People tweeting me about Willie. Willie's not helping that. I mean, he would help him a bit, obviously. He's William Nylander, he's an amazing player, but the Blues dominated the Leafs for 2 periods. The Blues didn't get a ton done offensively themselves, and against a more defensively sound team, maybe they don't score any of those 3 goals, but the fact is they shut them down. This supposedly unstoppable offense. Yeah, the Penguins did that the other day, but on the back of Matt Murray just playing his brains out. Jake Allen probably got a reminder to move around on his Fitbit. Netflix game talking about, are you still there? It's okay, they got practice today and Babcock is gonna do his job. Right, Babs? Looks like Travis Dermott could be coming out of the Leafs lineup. Martin Marincin skating with Igor Ozhiganov today on what looks to be the 3rd pair. Mike! Now, hey, you know what? This is right after the Leafs had a bad performance. Maybe he's just, trying to motivate them. He's trying to scare them into shape. He might not even do this. It's gotta be one of those things, right? Like, yeah, there's no other options, right? Unless maybe, Babs has lost his actual mind! Oh, I miss when they sucked. This team is so much more stressful now that they're good. What is Babcock thinking? Like, I'm trying to find a justification. Oh, it's that he might actually be thinking of putting Dermott on a pairing with Hall. What? That'd actually be kind of cool. But if he's not doing that, WTF in the TML are you doing, Mike? Babs, coach, Mr. Babcock. I can't wait to see what they do in a couple days with that lineup. I can't wait to see. You know what? It's a Sunday. I need to calm down. Questions. No, okay, Blues fans, if I were you, I'd freak out less than this. The Blues are what I thought the Leafs would be to start this season. Much better on paper than they were last season. They made some big acquisitions, but because there was so much turnover and so much has changed with the team, they're probably going to struggle out of the gate. That's what I said of the Leafs. The Leafs, despite losing 2 straight, are 6-3. They're having a great start to the season. The Blues, not so much. But I wouldn't freak out just yet. I look at the Blues on paper and they're far too good to be this bad, and they got a big 2 points in Toronto. That's how I would feel if I were you. How's your shoulder feeling? I assume you're referring to the video of the big hit that I received in Shinny the other day that I showed in the last video. And the correct answer is, I'm going to the clinic after this video. It's messed up. 7 shots in 40 minutes? Jack, that's not a question. Oh, never mind. Autocorrect that comes up as WTF question mark. And Jack, I gotta tell you, I don't know! Please tell me why I'm a Leafs fan. What else are you gonna be? Happy? This is interesting. Do you think Babs should switch Kadri and Marleau? Could get them both going, as Matthews and Kadri could still play top lines and Marleau could play on Lindholm's wing or at center. Go Leafs go. Nah, you know what? They didn't get Marleau to be a center. Marleau doesn't want to be a center. Don't make him a center. They did, however, get Lindholm to be a center, and for crying out loud, make the guy a center. If they did do something like that, it would obviously be the Hyman, Tavares, Marner line, followed by, I guess it would be Kadri, Matthews, Kapanen, and then Marleau, Lindholm, Brown. I just think Kadri's a center. He's always going to be a center. He should be a center. He's got to succeed as a center, and if you're going to get him off the schneid, he's got to do it as a center. Did you cry as much as I did when you saw the Bozak tribute? Tribute videos are always weird because they always paint, such a positive light. They're never going to show a highlight back like, look at him missing this check. Here's him being on a line with Kessel and JVR, and they led the team in goals, and they still got outscored. Tyler Bozak had a truly bizarre career in Toronto, and he's going to be remembered in a variety of ways. He came in with so much promise. I was jacked when Bozak became a Leaf, and they were so bad for so long. But then this line comes out of Kuhlman, Bozak, Kessel, and it actually looked good. Then some of the more advanced stats come out, and he's not doing so hot, and Grabowski comes in, and he is good at them, and then Kadri emerges, and he was good as well. And then Bozak signs this contract that when he signed it was god-awful, so bad. As the team evolves, he becomes like this third-line center, and we're like, oh my god, he's so overpaid for the role, and then he ended up being somewhat good value. I was at Game 3 against Washington where he scored the overtime winner, which I think is the icing on the cake for him. That is to say, his best moment as a Leaf. I love that he involved his family with the team so much, and oh my god, his kid with the daddy jersey, how dare you! 9 years that guy was a Leaf. Basically the entirety of the time I was making these videos. So I didn't cry, no, I wasn't in my feelings, I was just like, what a ride. I want to do a quick shout out before we end the video, because a few people tweeted me, what's up with Martina Ortiz-Luis? Where is she? Martina, of course, is the Leafs anthem singer, and the Leafs have not won since she's been away, by the way. But she's been away because she had a bit of an accident. She tweeted this a few days ago, just got home from the hospital, casually got at least 12 stitches in my face, but it's all good? Question mark? This is probably the closest I'll get to being like a hockey player. And I thought this was cool. I work for the classiest people in the classiest organization, thanks to the beautiful flowers, Mr. Shanahan, and my Maple Leafs family. 12 stitches in the face and she gets right back up. We're all pulling for you. Let's go. But for real, Martina, get well soon. And for real, the Leafs really need you. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends that I'm not going to be yelling as much on Wednesday, and if I do, it's going to be out of happiness. I hope. Holland Dermott.